might just be the light, but it's fine.
Okay. I'm just going to go live. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to another chat, Friday night Chinwag.
Yeah.
This is episode number 131.
And it's clearly a little bit later than normal.
Yeah, we're streaming it a little bit later than normal.
Yeah.
Normally we try to get on at around 7:30. 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Well, we went out, didn't we, this evening
but,
with the girls?
But we went out, yeah. We were popped out. We were really hungry.
Yeah.
So we had to go out. So, yeah, we're not...
Yeah.
but we thought we would still come on because we fancied.
Yeah.
Oh, I fancied it. Yeah, you less so, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just wanted to chill out, but yeah. So hi to Catherine and Jason. We're not sure how many people are or not going to turn up, but we thought we'd go live anyway because we haven't done any. Yeah. We haven't done a chat for a while, so we don't like missing the Fridays, to be honest.
Not
with you.
really.
Exactly.
I mean, we did want to pop out this evening.
Yeah, we did.
So we were just like,
we didn't do anything special.
We were gonna try and do the chat before,
but then we were so hungry
that we thought, we'll go.
The kids hadn't
out.
eaten. You didn't get out of work till later.
Yeah.
Kids hadn't eaten, and then we decided I will take them to McDonald's, and McDonald's is like really, really far away.
It's not that far.
It's far enough, isn't it?
It's about. Drive to it.
It's a good 20 to 30 minute drive. Hey Sue, thanks for popping in, appreciate it. So we decided to go to McDonald's, because that's how we treat ourselves, because we're classy like that,
Well, and it was our eldest daughter, right? Our eldest daughter, she's doing her GCSEs at the moment.
Exactly, because she's doing her GCSEs, yeah.
So it was her official
last day of school.
Yeah. So now all she's got to go in for.
And we wanted to make sure she had brain food, and we thought nothing better than a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because we're good parents, you see, and good parents make sure their children eat correctly.
Whatever, man.
And we thought, McDonald's sounds good, right? Yeah. And we don't when we go to McDonald's we flex. We don't just go for the 99p menu, right? I mean, I had, what did I have? What's it called? What's it called? That burger with the signature. That's it. The signature. I had the signature. No messing. Right. I just went straight for the signature. You had the stack, didn't you?
Yeah.
The American stack they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't remember which one it is, but it had
the Mississippi stack, wasn't it?
Yeah,
or not?
that's
Mississippi
the one,
stack. Yeah. So when we go to McDonald's, we go to McDonald's, all out, just top level McDonald's.
Only like the
we don't
level.
just get like the regular stuff, like the plebs, we go in there. We go. Okay, I can see this chat's gonna go well.
This is gonna go well.
Claire says hi Claire, thanks for popping in. We've also got a South London reseller. Hi there, thanks for popping in. Amy says hi. Ash says, I'm the legend. Ash says, a little later, it's past my bedtime now. I'm really sorry, Ash. I know you're going to be up
really,
early
really
for the car boot and everything tomorrow. I hope you have a good day at the car boot. Thanks for popping in, though. Sue says, have you been to Slingsy's area again? It's at that stage, Sue, where...
Yeah.
Yeah, it just...
I actually said to him the other day, I said, I think you might need to
You said
cut
it's that
it.
awkward stage.
It's that... Because the thing is, it's really curly, his hair. So
it's not that curly.
It is. Look at it.
I wouldn't say it's like
this.
But it's quite long there.
Yeah.
It's quite long. I just don't like it when my hair cut up here. I don't know
what
do you know what it is? Since moving, I've never really gotten. When you have your hairdresser, or your barber that you go to.
Do you know what? Yeah.
There's a number of things I've not done since we've moved up here. I'm still not registered with a doctor. It's like 3 years up here now.
Yeah, but that's just normal for you. You just
I've not even
anyway.
registered with a doctor, and I'm not comfortable with the barber.
Yeah.
So I've been to a local barber's and they were lovely, but I was still a bit,
You're like, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
It's a big thing letting someone cut your hair, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. Lincoln Seller says hi. Chrissy says, ooh, good evening. Joan says, hi guys, wondered where you were. Had McDonald's tonight too tasty. Joan, what is your opinion as a fellow patron of McDonald's? Okay. This is something I've wanted to talk about. I know it's not quite reselling related, but we can somehow link it to resell.
No, we can't.
We can.
It's
right?
not even possible.
Like businesses, McDonald's is a business, just like we're like a business and stuff, right? So there's a link there.
Mhm.
Okay, we're a kind of business. They're a
Okay.
business. And businesses make changes.
Mhm.
And sometimes the changes are beneficial and sometimes they're not.
Mhm.
Now, the issue I've got, and I don't know whether Joan thinks this is a good idea and whether anyone else in the chat who goes to McDonald's, Claire Thompson says has to be done with a McDonald's there. So Claire may have also been recently. What is your opinion on the new straws? It is it's getting to be a deal breaker, isn't it? I mean,
we even like in the car we were like suggesting ways where we could actually have plastic straws, and Mr. was like, well, I can go into KFC, order
grab some wings. Yeah.
and then we can kind of grab some straws
For those
so
of
that
you,
we could go across to McDonald's.
For those of you that don't know, just to clarify, let's back up the story.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I jumped ahead of
yeah,
it.
McDonald's have recently changed their straws.
They have.
They've gone from good old plastic straw to card straws.
Mm-hmm.
They're made out of cardboard. Now, at first it seems like, oh, this is good. It's good for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's recyclable. And you put your straw in your drink and everything's fine. You have a sip out of it and you're like, oh, it's quite sturdy.
Yeah.
You take a few bites out of your burger. You eat some of those nice salty fries. And then the straw starts to become... part of the flavor. It's like it's imagine like you're sucking on damp cardboard. It's horrible and the cold drink goes through the soggy straw.
Soggy. It really goes
And you can
soggy.
almost feel that card, and I just don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
Just the flavor of it.
I know why they're doing
Yeah,
it. It's
but-
all very environmental friendly, and I think that's really, really awesome. But when it changes the taste of the drink, that's
I'm
when
not
I've got
for
a
it. Yeah,
problem.
then there's a problem. And
Yeah.
we did genuinely consider this, didn't we?
Yeah, we
To
did.
go to KFC.
Or even go to Aldi and buy our own straws.
Yeah, we were actually going to bring it.
And then bring them into
It was going to be like
McDonald's.
Alan Partridge in the Big Dinner
I've
Play,
got my
except we're going to have our own straws.
Yeah,
We're gonna
so
bring our own.
those are the lengths that we
Yeah.
are going
So
to.
I
because we don't
really would
actually-
like to know.
Yeah.
I would really like to know
Yeah.
what you guys think, because
Yeah.
it's a deal. I mean, I love McDonald's, but when you mess with the straws like that,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not right.
it's not. I mean, I was almost gonna be that person. I was almost going to be that person. I was going to ask them, like, why did you do this?
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been that horrible conversation where you're ranting at someone and you're like, I know it's not you, because the poor lady.
No, you never want to be that person.
You never want to be that
Don't
person.
be that person.
Because when people rant at someone,
Yeah.
like, imagine you have bad service from a company and you give full on heat to the poor guy that's picked the phone up, even though they can't affect
Mm-hmm.
any change. You suffer this at a lot of work as well,
Absolutely.
where people are PO'd at the NHS's service,
Mm-hmm.
but Beck gets to hear about it, and then they always follow up with,
And there's
I know it's not you.
And there's nothing I can do
Yeah.
about it
Yeah,
to change it.
exactly. But you have to hear it, and then they say, I know it's not you, but I'm just, I didn't want to be that person.
Some people just need to vent something.
Exactly. Right. Let's have a look at the chat quickly.
Oh.
Good evening, says Chrissy. Yeah, we've got to that comment there. Georgina says evening as well. Paul Calvert, bundle by UK. Luke says hi all.
Hello?
Chrissy says get the straighteners on it on my hair.
Oh, your hair. Oh,
No,
we could
I
do,
don't-
but then it would.
But then,
also-
what would I look like with straight hair?
Oh, I think I'd prefer you like this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll just go for the messed
We'll go
up
for this look,
yeah.
yeah. So you're going for the Bee Gees look, says Jason. Pleasant Valley's popped in and says a little bit late, the comedy continues. Yeah, a little bit late, it happens. The Truth asks, why does Z keep overworking Beck?
I don't know. I should be relaxing this evening.
You
You know,
are-
I haven't stopped all day.
This is
I
relaxing.
was in the office this morning. I was at the doctor's surgery this afternoon. We went out to eat, and all I want to do is just sit down. Oh, I guess I'm sitting
You
down
are sitting
now.
down, so what are you complaining about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what she said to me? I'm missing a show for this now. Well, do you know what show she's missing? Some crap called Perception. It's a terrible show.
I
It's
can't
got
believe
it's
you
got
said
Will
that.
from Will and Grace, and he sees.
It's a very good show.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
It really isn't. It's as bad as Gone. That's the other show she
I'm
loves.
offended.
I know you are. Sorry. Sue says, I'm just jealous of the waves. Mine are disappearing fast. Does Beck not work at a doctor, says Claire. She does.
I do, but he wouldn't be able to register there anyway because I work there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No? Am I not allowed?
No, you're not.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've not registered at a doctor's anyway.
Yeah, you're not.
Bargain Buster says, fancy new logo. And Z is wearing a fashionable shirt. Impressive. Of course, Rebecca is representing as well. Says, what's the fancy new logo? We ain't got no fancy new logo.
Have we got a logo?
I don't know. No, I don't think we do.
Doing?
I haven't done anything. We haven't got no logo. We ain't got no logo.
I'll have to check it.
Yeah. Straws. Paul Cabot says, I read McDonald's are in the property business, not the food business, because they're a franchise. Yeah, there's truth to that. I'm sure that's probably what it is. Shazad's popped in as well. Hi,
Hello.
Shazad. Beck does the work. Z gets the fancy shirts and paper straw stinks, says the truth. Don't like the new straw, soggy, said Joan. Thank you, Joan. They're horrible.
Yeah.
I'm all for saving the environment, says Claire, but straws are hardly the worst offenders. Chrissy says the new straws are awful as well. Yeah, they're horrible. They're dead before I'm even halfway through my drink.
Yeah. That's horrible.
I mean, how
It's
could
really
they not
horrible.
have spotted this? You know, like I said, all businesses make changes, right? But like, how can you make such a faux pas? You know, like how can you make paper mache? Exactly, Chrissy. The Pleasant Valley says, I don't eat fast food too often. I have no opinion on straws. They're planning on banning straws outright in Canada.
Oh.
That's quite a move. Ash says, I think you just need to take the lid off the drink and drink like a big boy.
Well, that's what you did today.
That's what I did, yeah.
That's what you did.
Seriously though, I don't understand why they changed the straw and not the giant lid lock. Yeah, exactly. This giant plastic lid as well. You know, good point.
That's such a good point.
Good point, Ash. And Joan says, I'll take the lid off and drink straight from the cup. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Kevin says hi as well. And the truth says plastic cups with paper straws, and Z puts back to Okay, so is fast food the topic tonight?
No,
Why
it's
you
not
guys
going
are
to be. We are going to show you some graphs in a bit.
Did Z need the extra 2 hours to style his hair? It's not styled.
No.
This is just how it falls naturally.
Yeah.
When I come out of the bath, right? Don't imagine me coming out of the bath. It's gross anyway, right? But like when I come out of the bath, my hair is like wet, and it's like I can brush it back like this.
Yeah.
And once it's brushed back, it kind of naturally parts somewhere in like over there. Look how sharp that part. I did that. I don't even have a comb. Yeah. I actually don't even have a comb. I don't need a comb. That happens.
Okay.
I don't know, a comb.
Let's move away from there.
What? No, I do have a comb. Is you feeling bad? I don't have a comb.
No, you have got a comb.
I do have a comb.
You just don't know where
I
it
refuse.
is.
No, I refuse to acknowledge ownership of the comb.
Yeah, you
comb.
do. You even bought one and said,
Yeah,
"This is my comb."
Yeah, but
don't use my comb.
I never use it. I don't use no comb. This is how it is naturally. Okay. Okay. Could be worse. You could be drinking their coffee. Oh, don't get me started. I mean, even Beck doesn't like. You know, I don't say like oh, even Beck as if but like Beck doesn't like their coffee either.
I'm quite happy to drink like instant coffee, whereas you don't like instant coffee, right?
But their coffee is just.
I will drink
burn.
instant coffee. That's what you said. Even Beck would drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Like won't drink.
Antoinette Daly says evening. Rod Pommy Picker says good day guys. Just off out to the garage sales. We'll listen as I travel around. Can you imagine how nice that must be in this sunny Australia?
Very nice.
And BCP has popped in as well. Kevin says a guy at work today had a huge rant at a GP receptionist today for asking why he wanted to see a doctor. Yeah, that sounds pretty standard, doesn't it? Yeah, like
not always.
No, not always.
No, but
Yeah. It happens. And Shazad says, I'm off, guys, heading to Dharavi. All right, Shazad, well, thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Time for the domestic over TV shows. A nice shirt. It's an okay shirt. It's, Kez says hi. Hello. David McGregor says, aren't the paper straws killing more trees? To be honest with you, when I'm drinking out those straws, my last concern is the trees. I don't care about the trees at that point. Yeah. I'm mad drinking through a soggy straw.
Yeah.
So today I did actually remove the lid, but I'm just mad they did that because it's diminishing my experience. I look forward to McDonald's, you know. That's my level right now. This
Oh,
is
put it this way.
that's like a night out for us.
We stopped going to KFC because they changed the chips and we didn't
Yeah,
like 'em.
exactly. I love
Okay.
KFC. I've not.
McDonald's is the only place.
I will
that
no,
is,
I
like-
still go to KFC when I can on my own, because these guys they don't. Because no, I go for the chicken. You go
Okay,
for the
that's
chicken. I don't.
Yeah, but you still want the chips.
Yeah, I know, but I'm happy to just eat the chicken as long as I get a lot of chicken. So what I do is I get extra chicken to make up for the fact that I don't like the chips, and then I eat the chips anyway. But like, you know, I don't like the new chips at KFC. So both my favourite places, KFC and McDonald's, they're just making big mistakes at the moment. I'm not happy about it. Business no longer cares about their customers. Customer service is poor nowadays. I feel that way. Comb freezing. Alex says, "How you guys doing?" We're doing fine.
Yeah, we're doing good.
And Peter Ray says, "Hi, all. I'm watching but can't comment." That's fine,
That's
Peter.
fine,
Thanks for
Peter.
popping in. Beck is overworked, so Z can keep up with his wig. This is legit. Okay, the truth, right? Don't just start throwing out accusations like that. This is, you know. Do you know? Why are you laughing now?
This is legit.
This is legit. I even got asked by the bar. This is why I stopped going to the barber. Right? I tell you why.
No, this isn't the reason
No?
why.
What do you think I'm going to say? I'm going to tell you the reason why,
Like
right?
your eyebrows.
Yeah, it's about my brows. Yeah.
That's not the reason
Yes.
why. Because that wasn't up here, that was down south.
No, was it? No, I thought it was up here.
No, it was down south. They kept
Yeah.
asking you.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
I cut
It
my.
wasn't up here, honestly. Yeah.
That's like assuming that I'd want them to be shared.
know.
I mean, I know they need to be because they're quite long,
Yeah.
some of them, but you know. Anyway,
Anyway, should we actually talk about some stuff?
DBG's popped in. Yeah, we will.
Hello.
We'll get to some stuff. Yeah, we'll take our time. Yeah, yes, they are.
Oh, you're taking your time, aren't you?
Shocker for you guys. McDonald's are stopping the signature burger. Gutted, says it. Oh, that is a shame.
Yeah.
That is a
Well,
shame.
you like that one, don't you?
I do like it. It's got a real nice flavour to the sauce to it. That is a bit of a shame. And DBG says, Z, don't listen to him.
Then watch how it is right by your computer and you can switch it
Oh,
off.
no, wait, because your hair's on fleek. And my
There you
eyebrows on fleek as well. Eyebrows on fleek. Do you remember that? Have you seen it? Eyebrows on fleek.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Beck doesn't want to point out the glue price for the whatever, guys. Whatever the truth. Okay.
Oh dear.
And Susan's hiring. Okay, shall we do a bit of like
We should probably
sales talk?
talk some sounds.
Let's talk some sales.
Okay.
How do you feel the week has been?
What, for me?
Yeah, how do you just go on feeling? How do you think we've done?
I think it's been okay.
Yeah?
Overall, I think it's been okay.
Go and put a number to it, do you know? Have I told you?
Yeah, you have.
Oh, okay, I
So
can't.
I can't put a number on it.
Do you know the number?
I think no.
No, you forgot it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess how much you did.
I don't know.
Okay, well.
1100.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
1100.
There you go.
Yeah.
I did remember.
So we're pretty pleased because we managed to top, just get over 1100 odd in sales over the past 7 days across both our stores.
Yeah.
So like ideally we'd want to have that from one store, but you know, considering it's that time of year where sales tend to drop a little bit, I don't know how you guys are finding like sales at the moment, but I think a lot of people are saying that sales.
Yeah, I don't think ours have been like. Awful.
No, they've been. I'm
I think
happy.
they've been
I'm
really-
happy with it.
Yeah.
I'll take. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. I mean, you know what? Like, you can't always get massive sales, and I think this time of year, a lot of people do say their sales just
Yeah.
drop anyway. It's the summertime. Things
And
like
we've had
yeah.
a couple of things that kind of stopped listing a bit this week, haven't we? So.
Yeah, we've been
We had
yeah.
the power cut at the office on Tuesday afternoon,
Yeah.
which meant I wasn't in there to do the like the bulk listing kind of drafting
Yeah.
on the hobby.
But we
store.
got a good amount done today.
We got a good amount done today.
Yeah,
This morning
yeah.
when we went in,
Yeah.
we got a good amount of listing done today.
Yes, we did.
So really happy with that. But yeah, I'm quite happy with those figures considering the amount of work
Claire says our week has been awful. Glad you're doing good. We're happy with how it's gone. I'm
I hope
sorry
it
to hear
picks
that
up
it
for
hasn't
you.
gone so great for you this week, but I think a lot of people have noticed that. I mean, I don't know if some of you guys in the chat probably follow Mandy, she's always flipping on Instagram. She's been posting amazing sales figures. And I think this week at some point she posted like, you know, that there's a section on eBay which shows your statistics, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like your impressions and. Are you serious? Okay.
It keeps trying to jump up.
Okay. So yeah.
There we
So like it tells you your listing impressions and all that jazz. And she saw, even though she's been listing tons and everyone knows she's been doing well. Oh, okay. Well, that's boring. Yeah. They've noticed a drop there, and I think a lot of people notice a drop with the number of people just visiting and seeing the site, seeing their listings. It's just the way it is. DBG says, I've had a really good week. Finally created an office for myself last weekend. Have been listing like a demon all week and sales are pretty good. I plan on photographing 70 to 100 items in a bit. Wow. I forgot. Yeah, you're quite like a night owl, aren't you? I remember you used to like the bat chat, as you called it.
Yeah.
When I was up late at night just streaming seriously. It's getting all the remnants of McDonald's burger.
Yeah.
Claire says, yeah, I follow her on Insta. She's absolutely killing it. Exactly. And, you know, Mandy, she's always flipping, is absolutely destroying
and she's, like, sourcing every day.
She's sourcing every day, does really well, listing every day. And she's noticed quite a drop in her statistics. I don't know how that's affected her sales, if at all. I think she's still doing really well with her numbers, but when the store as active as hers gets like a drop in like number of people visiting and the impressions and all that, then you have to kind of just think maybe it's that summer slowdown, isn't it? Maybe you know, people going on holiday and whatnot. I mean, we've got our graphs ready as well, guys, so we'll just quickly share them with you like we do.
Okay.
Alfie, what are you doing, huh? You're being a pain. You're being a pain, yes. Pleasant Valley says, sales have been steady. Problem is the parcels are piling up as I have to walk to the post office because the car is still there. Oh gosh, PvP, that's horrible. And DBG says, yep, I'm a night owl. I do all my photography for the whole week, every Friday night. That is so crazy. That just sounds like...
And David's saying
sales been decent here. Yeah, I mean we can't grumble too much. Like I said, across both stores we've done about 1,100, which is okay. You know, we can't complain too much about it. So we can just share with you what they look like. Let me just get the screen ready. Okay, so this is the general store, which has done really well. Bearing in mind we've only got like 200 odd items on there. We've only sold 14 items over the past 7 days, but the average selling price is what's really good about the second store. Having an above £30 selling price,
and it is something that we are trying to concentrate on with the general store. So we are trying to keep the average selling price quite high.
Yeah, we are.
Because we don't want this to grow into like a massive store. We want to keep our numbers low, like our listings low, but we still want to keep the figures relatively high on this store. Because
the thing is, what we've noticed, and this is quite interesting, guys, this is actually quite an interesting thing to just discuss with you guys. Even though the second store has only got 200 items, it has already taken over more physical space than our hobby store,
so
which has got 1,500 items.
We're noticing that the office is getting a bit full in certain places, isn't it? Like where we're storing like the general store stuff and the hobby stuff. And when you look at like the hobby store, there's just, you look at certain boxes and you go, right, that's the hobby store, and you look at the general store and the stock we've got for the general store, and it takes up much more space at the office, and that's one thing that we are really like keen to kind of try and keep down on. And I know it's because it's different stock, so the general store is bulkier items, but you know, bearing in mind we don't want to kind of we need a clear working space to work from.
Yeah.
Like at the office.
And
so
plus, we
don't want to have it.
Yeah. Plus, we've got we've got more stock coming in for the hobby store.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that it gets priority really, because it's the one that does the overall over the year. It's definitely going to do the lion's share of the work.
Absolutely.
So we have to be very careful, and the RC parts take so little space. Let me just quickly show you what the hobby store did. Again, the hobby store, stop mouthing. The hobby store did £720, which is 40% down, but bear in mind the figures haven't fully updated, so last year has got another day's worth of figures there. But anyway, you can see that there's a big spike from last year. Last year we had a day where we had a £500 day, so that's obviously given us skewed figures. So £722. It says we're 40% down. Our average selling price is down. Our transactions are up. But if you look here, we've actually had a good few days this year where we've topped last year's day. So we've done better on that day there. That day obviously we didn't do nearly as well. We only took £74, whereas that was like a 500. But then we beat last year there, neck and neck there. Okay, that was a bit of a difference. That was a better day for last year, and then that's pretty close. So still £722. And bear in mind, last year all of these miscellaneous items that were probably going to be on the general store would have been on the hobby store anyway. So it's kind of actually about the same, isn't it, if you add it up?
Probably.
Because if you're like 40% down, that £400 would have probably been on.
That's a good point, actually. That's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because all that stuff we would have probably still picked up at car boots and stuff, and it would have just been shoved onto the main store.
Because we've separated it.
Yeah,
it's thinking about it. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, so just worth bearing in mind. But we're pretty pleased with that. So 1,100 over the 7 days over the 2 stores, basically, in turnover, guys, in turnover. Remember, turnover is only turnover. You've got to take your fees out, your cost of goods out, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we need to sort that out, really. Kelvin says, mine are terrible. I must be doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. It's just, it can be this... It can make you doubt yourself reselling. Like, you can think you're like, you've got it sussed, and then the next week you won't think you have. Paul says, I've been lucky this week. I sold a Hero Quest with all the expansions for 315 quid. Got it for a £5. Wow, that is a nice flip.
That is.
PvP says, just have to keep listing. Ran auctions as well to move some stock. Yes. And Shazad says, I did 100k in the last 60 days. Sales are up 21% on 31 days. Impressions are up by 5%. And Dave says, shrugged. He is indeed a dealer of pharmaceuticals, David. And yes, that is incredible, Shazad. 100k in 60 days. Yeah. That is absolutely incredible. Are you car booting this weekend? Asked Claire. Probably not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
But probably on Sunday. Yeah,
because we're taking the girls out tomorrow. So Sunday, possibly bank holiday.
And plus, we are thinking seriously about how we're going to continue with the general store, because it is going to keep growing otherwise, isn't it? And
absolutely.
And then the space.
We do want it to grow, but we want to be very, very careful, like I said, about what items we're bringing into it. Yeah,
I mean, I'm personally quite attracted to the way Bonafide Hustler's running his eBay store, because if you guys don't follow him, it's definitely worth watching his channel. He quite outwardly says that he only wants to put part-time hours into his eBay business, because he does other things as well. So he only wants to do like part-time work on eBay, and his aim is to have like a store with, I think it's quite a small number of listings. I think his limit is 200, but he has like a rule where he wants to make a certain amount of profit per item. So we're currently at like £33 average selling price, and we'd love for that to go up, and the number of the actual amount of items listed to go down. Like, we've still got a lot of items on that general store, which in hindsight, maybe are not quite right because the space they take up. It's just something to bear in mind. Not bad as Sunna all says Pleasant Valley. South Wales Matt is laughing for, I'm guessing, at David McGregor's comment. And Shazad says, I'll watch this later, guys. Have fun. Thank you for popping in, Shazad. Yeah, have a good Tarawih. And PvP asks, is Beck doing her Stitch and Bitch stream tomorrow? Are you doing your Stitch and Bitch?
I should be back tomorrow. I know I didn't do Tuesday, but I should be back tomorrow.
For those of you that don't know, Beck streams herself knitting.
I'm actually crocheting at the moment. But it's normally knitting, and I am going to go back to knitting because crocheting is driving me absolutely crazy.
Man,
it's annoying me, and it feels like it's beating me at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to go back to knitting.
Yeah, so yeah, she'll be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to eBay, I think we've got to plan, because we've got limited space, and people always talk about space, don't they, as well? Like, you know, you've got to look at the space you've got for the stock that you've got.
I mean, although the stock isn't in our house anymore, and we do have a place to work from,
it doesn't mean that we want to just
we still want to be careful with what stock we bring in.
And I think it also, sometimes I feel like we don't necessarily learn our lessons. I think it's easier to learn lessons when you've got these kind of like targets in place. Like, if something that you buy, even if you think it's the coolest item in the world, if it hasn't sold within a certain time frame, you've got to have some kind of a plan for it. You know, to keep things moving. So otherwise you don't really I'm not saying you shouldn't punish yourself, is the wrong term, but like you should have a plan for when you expect when you expect your item to sell. How long do you give it? You know?
I mean, because we were talking about this because we were thinking about doing a boot sale, like to sell at one, to get rid of some of the stock that we didn't want to sell on stores anymore. And we did this, was it last year? We did this last year to get rid of some stock, and then when we were at the office today, we were like, well, rather than taking it to a boot sale, why are we not trying to just drop the price? And if we don't sell it from dropping it like drastically, like to the lowest amount that we would accept, with like considering postage and things like that, then if it doesn't sell, then we can go down the option of going to
well, we've got a good example of that actually today, haven't we? We paid a few months back now, about 2 or 3 months at least. We bought a pair of Diesel Ladies boots. We paid £5 for them.
Alfie.
Yeah, we paid £5.
You're silly. You're such a silly boy.
We paid £5 for these boots at the car boot, and they've been sat there for ages. And I think the reason is because they're size 4. So, you know, they're a pair of Diesel, like, knee-high boots, and we bought them for £5, and I was all excited. We shared them on the channel, we picked these up for £5. Hopefully we'll get 25, 30 quid for them. They've been listed for £25, £30 for absolutely ages. They've sale a good few times.
Just had no interest in them whatsoever.
Exactly.
And so someone offered £8 this evening.
I
didn't want to take £8, so I countered at 15,
which is half what they were up for, right? They were up at 30.
And then they got back to me with £11, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to
normally
it.
we would not have. We would have said, oh no, we paid a £5. They're up at 30. That's way too low. But in the end, we took the 11 plus the £3.49 shipping.
And you know what? We're just going to put it down to a bad buy.
Exactly. And that's it. They're gone now. I think we're going to be a lot more like that, I think, going forward. Just take those offers and, you know.
Like being more aware of how long we've had the stock for.
Yeah, exactly.
With the hobby store, it's not something we can kind of, well, we have to pay attention to it, but
in a different way.
That is like really, it's going to be there for a while.
And that pair of boots is probably taking up the amount of space of hundreds of RC parts. You could probably fit about 100 bags in each boot.
Yeah.
So you could potentially fit, depending on the part.
Yeah,
depending on the part, because they're like knee-high boots, guys.
Yeah.
I know they fold down, but in terms of the space they take up, like physical space, if we had like a big plastic bag the size of those boots, you'd be filling it with a ton of parts.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, they would be higher profit and, you know, easier to ship as well. So that's what we're thinking. Alia has popped in. Mukhtar says, I just had to clear out a lot as I had no time to list whilst working, just no interest. I will just stick to a bit, I don't know. What your a niche. I will just stick to a niche, says Ali. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes it has to fit in with what your rest of your situation is. And Dave is surprised that we're live.
I know.
Yes.
Late.
It's a bit later. We did say we're running a little bit later than usual. And Pleasant Valley says,
Stop it.
Alf is attacking the mic. Yeah. Dealing with dead stock is an ongoing challenge. Sometimes bundle stuff and drop price. Any cash back is better than nothing. Yeah. That's the thing, you know. And if you can, the thing is though, it's tempting to take the stuff to a car boot, but we know if we go to the car boot, we're going to sell it really cheap.
And we will, because we have done. When we go to car boots, we're selling stuff for like 50p a pound. We just want to get rid of it. Yeah. So it is quite literally just to move it. Yeah. So we're not going to sit there and say, oh well, we paid £5 for this, so we really should get a £5
We sell
back.
Stuff really cheap at the car boot.
What?
Yeah.
It's £1, it's 50p.
So in a way, we want to avoid ending up there really, so why not just reduce the price a lot on eBay, and you'll get more money than you'd get at the car boot. I mean, if you can sell something for £5 on eBay that at a car boot you're going to sell for £1, that's still better to sell it on eBay for a £5, isn't it? Even if you were initially expecting to get 30. Like for example, these boots that we paid £5 for, we wouldn't have gotten a £5 at a car boot. We would have let them go for £1 or £2 probably. Just to sell them. So it's better that we sold them for 11 quid on eBay. And Claire says profit is profit at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you just have to acknowledge that you might not even make a profit on certain things, but you know, it all comes down to what plan you've got. And I think for us we really love the general store, but we need to make sure it doesn't get out of control, because already we've got piles of clothes, and
it's something that it's not out of control now, but it's something that we're worried that it could be if we if we don't try and keep it under some sort of control.
Exactly. That's the plan. Anyway, that's the plan. So yeah. Yes. I think that's pretty much about it, really.
Yeah. We didn't really have much planned for this chat, if we're completely honest.
No. We didn't.
So it is going to be a little bit shorter.
It's going to be shorter than usual. It's still nearly 40 minutes, but it is late at night, and things like that.
I can see Claire Thompson asked, "Do you cross stitch, Beck?" I do. I do cross stitch as well. Yeah. PVP says having dead stock taking up valuable spaces are costly. Very true. All right. Yeah. So guys, we do appreciate you guys popping in. We know it's a bit of a shorter chat. It is.
But Beck wants to get off and chill.
First 20 minutes we're just talking about takeaway.
It is important, the cardboard straw.
And cardboard
and I want to get on and play some Fortnite as well. So I'll be on my other channel streaming Fortnite for those of you that are interested. But it's a bit shorter than normal, but we started quite late, so want to just say thank you for everybody for popping in and joining us. Are you both in your 90s? This is not a 90. It's like a shirt.
No, he's been wearing this all day.
Yeah, all day.
I will admit, my bottoms are
Beck's
my PJ
in her
bottoms.
Beck is in PJs though.
The top is not a PJ top.
Yes.
that this bit is is it this bit is fake?
Yeah.
The top is fake.
Yeah.
So that you don't know that I'm in my PJs.
Exactly. Right, guys. Thank you everybody for joining us. We know it's a short chat. Thank you for popping in and having a chat with us. Yeah. We will be back hopefully to our normal timing next week.
Yes, we should be back.
We'll be putting out more videos during the week and all that jazz. Thanks. Good night, Claire. Good night, Janet. Richard, PvP. And yes, see you in Fortnite PvP. Yep, I'll be popping over to my channel. See you guys.
See ya.